If you grew up in the 2000s like me, you were probably familiar with the launch of a gaming console called the Nintendo Wii. That now iconic and beloved white block of a console. If you owned a Wii around the time of its release, there's a high chance you owned a certain game, one that blew the minds of many when it was first announced. That game was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This crossover, which also doubled as promotion for the then upcoming 2008 Beijing Olympics, having been released a few months prior, brought the worlds of Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog together as characters from both franchises competed in many different Olympic sports. The game itself wasn't a masterpiece or anything, but it was still a lot of fun and was likely a staple of many people's childhoods growing up playing the Wii. It lent itself perfectly to having a great time with friends and family members. I of course played this game loads back in the day too, being one of the first I owned for the console. One of the standout additions for the game was the opening, which has now cemented itself in gaming history. Honestly, the opening for this game was, and still is, to put it simply, awesome, featuring amazing cinematic shots and transitions that showcase the characters from both Mario and Sonic as they perform in the Olympics. They picked probably the best characters possible to represent each sport, tapping into that thought of, yeah, that makes sense, I can see them doing that. These moments were just great, every one of them. But one moment, one in particular, in this intro, stood out more to me than any of the others, right from when I first saw it. And that moment was this. Yes, it may have only been 10 seconds, but when I saw that for the first time as a kid, I could not believe it. Yoshi and Tails were my favourite characters from both franchises, and the fact that they were paired together in official media was something I never expected. This moment popped into my head again recently, and I decided there's no better way to reminisce about this than to make it a focus of a video right here on the channel. After all, talking about whatever I fancy is what this channel is built on. So in this video, I kinda just want to talk about this brief scene. I know there's not really a whole lot to it, so it's more just gonna be me glazing a moment I liked from my childhood, but hey, I like to share these types of things, and there's probably a few others out there that like this particular scene too. And I will be using mostly screenshots here because there's just so little footage, but that gives us a chance to take things in more, doesn't it? Right off the bat we get this nice panorama shot of the whole arena with all the table tennis courts neatly separated. I like that there's a big crowd just for this one match right in the middle of the arena, but it's really charming and adds so much life to this moment. You can even actually see Yoshi and Tails down there in the court, and you'd only see that if you paused it to look. It's something that they didn't really need to do because you only see it for like a second, but it shows that they cared about the details and wanted to add even more. That really shows how passionate and caring they were about this opening. Down on the actual court though, we get some real good stuff. We get a really good shot of Yoshi peering over the ping pong table with this intense stare that just looks so endearing, because you wouldn't expect that type of facial expression from him. We can also see the back of Tails' head in the shot, which is really awesome because it's telling us who Yoshi's facing, so it gives that burst of excitement almost. I really like those types of shots where the camera is over the shoulder of a character in the foreground and we see exactly what scene is being told and such. There's a lot of those in movies and I just think they look really good. On the other side it's the same thing, this time from the back of Yoshi's head, and Tails is giving this intense stare over the table as well. Again, it just looks so endearing. Tails is the type of character to just make that type of expression. He's never one to back down or be intimidated. I really like that that whole calm before the storm moment is played so intense and serious, but it just comes across as cute and adorable considering who's involved in this activity. It's almost like you can read what they're thinking in their heads, like mind games and trash talk and all that. I think that's probably what we're going for when they scripted this part. Then we get the actual ping pong match, which again we only see a few seconds of, but it's just really charming to watch. It starts with another close-up of Yoshi, and then we get this cool panorama shot that brings the whole court and table into view. I love how fast-paced it is, and it's almost like Yoshi's really relaxed because he doesn't have much of an intense look as when he first did the serve, and that's just so charming as well. We can't see Tails' face, but we can just tell from his body movements that he's locked in and taking this probably a bit more seriously, and that's just all down to what kind of character he is and such. I think the body movements of both of them are just so in character. Also, Toad's just there watching all this go down, and that's really funny as well. Then to end this we get two more close-ups of them both. Again, Yoshi just looks like he's having fun playing this match. He's definitely focused but also just super relaxed, and we get Tails again on the other side, still with the locked in expression, which he's had this whole match most likely. And this brief shot of Tails is in slow motion, which adds to the cinematic feel that this whole intro is going for. Really cool again. Although this isn't the actual end to this scene per se, because at the end of the intro, we get a fraction of a shot where they're both celebrating together, so it all ended in good spirits. Most people probably miss this moment because it's a blink and you miss it, and the only way anyone's seen this probably is by pausing the opening, or more likely seeing a screenshot of it on the fandom wikis and such. But yeah, glad that bit was included so we can get an idea of how it all ended. Great stuff. Honestly, I just really love this moment. I always have done since I first saw it after booting the game up on my Wii for the first time. It's really one of those moments for me where you're ecstatic about something you almost dreamed of actually coming to fruition. I think Yoshi and Tails in ping pong just makes so much sense, and the fact that this was actually officially decided on just supports the fact that this brief bit just felt right, you know? It's also the only actual 1v1 between two characters in this whole intro. No, Luigi and Shadow going over the hurdles doesn't count because there were other characters racing alongside them, as you can see in the background, and the camera was just focused on those two in particular. And also it's just really charming how Yoshi and Tails are the two taking their event really seriously when even Mario and Sonic looked like they were just having fun during the sprint. Like the two flagship characters are being more relaxed and casual about the events, while Yoshi and Tails are just super dialed in this ping pong match and just trying to intimidate each other with thoughts going around in their heads. I personally would have loved for some extended cut of this moment where we see the whole thing transpire, but all I can really do about that is dream more, I guess. And also that very brief shot at the end where they're raising their fists together is just the icing on the cake. It started off intense, but ended in respect, no doubt. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I know I could have made it on the whole intro of the game, but I just thought this moment was the one I was drawn to the most. I really like it, and honestly, I just wanted any excuse to talk about it. This was just a quick fun one to ease me back into the routine of uploading to this channel. I know I've been gone for a number of months, just been having to deal with a fair bit in real life, you know how it is sometimes, and I'm currently trying to get into a new work career, one that I'm passionate about pursuing and one where I can hopefully keep uploading to this channel, because there's still loads of topics I want to discuss and give my opinions on. There's still various scripts being worked on as I speak. But now that I've posted again, I should hopefully be back with more in the near future, and I'll try not to be as absent this long again. Thanks to all the support I've been getting, this channel's been doing really well in the few years it's been open, and I hope it keeps growing even bigger as I discuss all things that I hold dear, I'll say. And with all that said, that's all I've got for now. I've been Jay the Taz, and I know for a fact that I'll see you next time.